In this video I'm gonna show you how to beat quad on chimps. We want to start with 3 dog monkeys as far into these bushes as possible. And I advise to turn off auto start here, as I have already, so that you can relax between the rounds a little bit, because it is a little bit messy in the beginning. For round 7 we want to set this start monkey to strong, and right after round 7 we want to place a 4th dart monkey as far to the bottom as possible here. So just about here. And we also want to set this one back to the first. I just forgot that, but it's still fine. And next up we want to place an engineer. So as soon as you have the cache, or it's fine if you don't place it as soon as possible because the placement is a little bit tricky, you want to get the engineer just about here so that his range almost covers the whole top lane there. There still needs to be a little space. So now we want to place a second engineer. This one will go to the right side. And same with that engineer, place him so that there's a little space to the bottom lane this time. Now we want to save some cash for the sentry gun upgrade for our left engineer. So we'll just hit play for the next 2 rounds. As soon as you have the cache, just upgrade it to sentry gun. And now we want to place a sniper. So we'll save some cash for that. And the sniper will be placed just about in the middle of that lane here, and we want to set him to strong. Now we want to save cash for our second engineer for the sentry gun upgrade. So let's see, we should be able to afford it by the end of that round. Yeah, there we go. And now we want to place, no we don't, or do we? Yes we do want to place something. We want to place a druid next to that engineer on the right side. So let's do that. And let's have the druid not as close to the engineer as possible, but a little bit away. That will be important later on. And now we want to upgrade our sniper to full metal jacket and then to night vision goggles. And what's really important is that you set his priority to camo here, since he will be our camo pop monkey, I guess, for the next few rounds, so he needs to take care of all these camo Bloons. And now we need to hope for some good RNG, because that is actually a little bit RNG based, how the sentry guns are placed. We will try to save some cash for Churchill now, but we need to have a little bit of luck with the sentry gun placements, so I just hope we do have that here. But it does look good so far. We need to survive only one more round. So after round 27 we will be able to afford Churchill. And as long as they take care of this right here, and it looks good, yes, perfect. Now we want to place Churchill as far into that gate as possible, so let's try to get that placement perfect. Yeah, so just about here. And from now on we want to place 2 spike factories. The placement for those is really tricky. So let's see if we can get that right. The first spike factory should go just about under this yellow thing there, so that the spike factory itself only hits at one spot on the track next to the engineer. Yep, that placement looks really good. And we want to do the same for a second spike factory at the top here. But the placement there is even more trickier than the one on the bottom, because this one's really close. I think like that. Nope, that's really bad placement. Again. Because we want, essentially we want to go all these spikes to go on one pile. But that didn't really work out. So yeah, I hope that's still fine. We'll see about that. Now we want to place a wizard. But we want to place him so that there is still some space between the engineer and the wizard here, because there will be an ice monkey later on. So we'll just place the wizard about there, and we want to upgrade him to fireball and intense magic as soon as possible. There we go. And the next thing we want to do is place a clue gunner next to the start monkey here. And the clue gunner will be set to strong, and we want to upgrade clue soak as soon as possible again. Now we want to upgrade our wizard to wall of fire, so as soon as you have the cash, do that. And the last thing we need to do before round 40 is place a village and upgrade our druid to 300. So we'll just try to get our village down. The important thing is actually that the village still reaches the druid, but it can't be too far to the bottom, so we need to see how that works out. I think about here is fine, so that it reaches Churchill, the druid and the spike factory. Now that we have the village, we want to upgrade our druid to... Actually, we want to get monkey business first, so if you haven't already, like I just did, upgraded the Heartthorns, get monkey business first. And now upgrade the druid to 300. So first of all the Heart of Thunder. Or the Heartthorns first, then the Heart of Thunder, and lastly, we want to upgrade the Druid of the Storm. We will definitely be able to afford that, so don't worry. And for round 40, we need to use Churchill's ability as soon as he attacks the mob, so about now. And the Druid should be able to blow back the ceramics when the mob pops. Yep, there we go. That's perfect. Now we want to upgrade our wizard to Dragon's Breath, so we need to save some cash for that. And after that, we want to get him to Monkey Sense as soon as possible. Yeah, we want to get Dragon's Breath, so that we should have that right now. And we want to get his Monkey Sense as soon as possible, so there we go. And now we need to keep an eye on the ceramics in this round. We want to use Churchill's ability as soon as the ceramics come out. There we go. That should be able to take care of the ceramics for us. Yep, there we go. For round 44, we want to now upgrade the village to a 002. And we want to upgrade, or place first of all, a wizard as close to this druid as possible. So just about here. And we want to upgrade this wizard to wall of fire as soon as possible, so as soon as we get the money, upgrade the wall of fire. There we go. And next up, we want to get that wizard to a Dragon's Breath 2, and then also his Monkey Sense upgrade. So next up is our Dragon's Breath upgrade for him. So let's see if we get that. That would be very important. There we go. And now we also want to get him to Intense Magic and Monkey Sense. Nice. And we want to set this monkey to close now, this wizard monkey. That's pretty important. And we also want to set this druid to close now. Wait, did I set him to strong? We want to set him to close. Both of them set to close. That should hopefully be enough to take care of round 47. Yep, there we go. And now we want to get a village also down here. It should be placed so that its range is about half of the Spike Factory's logo. So yeah, as you can see, there it's about half that logo. And we want to upgrade that village also to a 001 first of all. And then to a 002. And as soon as we have the money or cash, whatever you want to call it, we need to upgrade the Spike Factory to a 300. So we get bigger stacks, white hot spikes, and now we need the spiked balls. Hopefully we're able to afford that soon. And we also need to upgrade this village to a 300 now, as soon as possible. Let's see, I think we're fine for round 49. This looks good. And there we have the 300 as well. Very good. Now, for round 50, we want to place attack just below that village here. I hope. Yeah, we should have enough placement because there enough space, because there will go a second tech later on. So make sure to actually place that tech shooter as far into the village as possible. And we want to upgrade that tag to a 203 for now. And then to a 204, so the overdrive as soon as possible. Let's see, we should be able to afford that soon. Yes, there we go. And next up is an alchemist to boost our tech shooter and the spike factory there. And that alchemist will be upgraded to 320. Yep, looks good. And for round 55, we want to get the two bottom upgrades for the spike factory and set its target, yeah, pretty close to the engineer there. We can actually put it a little bit farther to the left still, like that. And we also want to do the same for the top engineer. top engineer, I'm saying top spike factory, and put it about here, a little bit to the right of the engineer. That should be able to take care of round 55 for us. And now we want to upgrade bigger radius for this village. Don't go for jungle drums. We don't want to go for jungle drums yet. Next up, we want to place an ice monkey. And this one will be here, first of all. That won't be the ice monkey between the wizard and the Engie I talked about earlier. But this ice monkey will be here. And we want to upgrade him to embrittlement as soon as possible. So let's get the 300 first. And then get the embrittlement as soon as possible and upgrade him to enhanced freeze. So embrittlement and enhanced freeze. So there we go. Now we want to get an alchemist that should be placed so that the spike factory on the top is barely out of range, so about here. That one will also go to 320. And after that we need to be a little bit cautious with round 60 again, because the B can be a little bit tricky. There we go, we have our alchemist upgraded. We can already upgrade this village to a 102. And now for round 60 we need Churchill's ability. We can already place an ice monkey if we want to. That will be placed as close to the start monkey here as possible. And this one will obviously also be upgraded to a 410 later on, but yeah, we can't afford that yet. It's not that important actually. What is important is that we use Churchill's ability as soon as the BFB comes into range. So let's see. And as soon as Churchill attacks, we'll use his ability. And we should hopefully be fine. Yes, very good. Now we'll take care of this ice monkey, upgrade him to ice shards and embrittlement as soon as possible. So let's get the embrittlement now, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. And for round 63, we need to get this village to a 302 as soon as possible. And we also need to use Churchill's ability on the first wave of ceramics. So as soon as that first wave comes out, use Churchill's ability. There we go. And now we need to upgrade this village to jungle drums and primary training as soon as we have the money. There we go. For round 64, we again need Churchill's ability on the fortified mobs. So first of all there will be some normal mobs. And as soon as the first fortified mob comes out from the top, you want to activate Churchill's ability. There we go. Now we also want to upgrade this village to jungle drums and eventually primary training. There we go. And now we should be fine for 1 or 2 rounds first of all. We can already place a boomerang monkey here that won't be upgraded yet though. That's just there so we get the placement for the clue gunner a little bit better. Glue Gunner should be above the Ice Monkey, and it should still be in range of the village, so make sure he has this symbol here. And we can already hit play for now, because that doesn't matter. We can already also target him on strong, but he will be upgraded to a mob clue. So we'll save some cash for the mob clue upgrade. There we go. And we also need the clue splatter upgrade. Yeah. Now with that done, we'll save some cash for our Ice Monkey that is placed between the Engineer and the Wizard there. If we want to, we can already place him. And it looks good, I have left enough space. And this Ice Monkey will be upgraded to a Cryo Cannon and Icicles later on. So we'll save some cash for that. We also need to target him on close, that's very important. And now we'll just save a little bit of cash for the Icicles. There we go, and we also want to get Enhanced Freeze for this one. Very good. Yeah, looks great. We can already place our Desperado, that will be our main damage dealer later on. We want to get him a little bit left under the Wizard Monkey there. So make sure, or let's see, it should be actually a little bit farther, so that the Desperado barely hits that white flower there on the bottom. I'll just show you. It's important that the Desperado kind of hits this flower here. That should be a good placement for him. And we want to have the Desperado also targeted on close. Close, I said. I've also messed up the targeting. I did say it right, I said close, but I targeted him on strong, so please put the Ice Monkey on close and also the Desperado on close. And the Desperado will be upgraded to a 3-2-0, first of all, and later on to the Blazing Sun. So we'll have the bullseye now too. And for now we can just let round 74 play through. And 75 will be a little bit tricky again. For 75 we need to set Churchill back, or what do I say back? We have never set his target any differently than first. We want to set his target to close and remove the top and bottom gates. So let's get him to close too. Remove this gate and this one. And now we need to use Churchill's second ability on the first BFB that comes from the top here. And right after we use the second ability, we need to use his first ability. So just around when that BFB is about here, we use his first and then we use his second and then right after his first ability. That should be able to clear around 75 for us. Oh, the timing is a little bit off. If you've done it right, so maybe use his ability a little bit earlier than me, because now in round 76 we need to use his ability as soon as possible, right at the start. There we go. It was still fine for me, luckily. And for round 77 we need to use Churchill's second ability on the first BFB again that comes from the top, and then right afterwards his first ability again. So let's see. Where is the BFB? There's the BFB, so we'll use his second ability now. There we go. And right afterwards his first ability. And we should be able to beat round 77 with that. Perfect. For round 78, we first of all want to get our Desperado to twin sixes. And use Churchill's first ability again on the first wave of ceramics. So let's slow this down here and use his ability for this wave. And now we should be fine for the rest of round 78. For round 79 we can already place that now if we want to. We want to get a clue gunner. And it seems we actually can't get him into the range of the village. Oh, we can. That's perfect. Get the clue gunner as close to Churchill as possible. And if possible, for me it's still possible, into the range of the village. That is perfect. We want to set this one to strong this time. And upgrade him to a mob clue again, with also clue splatter. We also need to use... No, we actually don't need to use any ability here in round 79. We should be able to beat it without using any abilities. So let's see about that. And for round 80 we only need to use Churchill's second ability for the set OMG. So we'll start the round, and as soon as the set OMG is fully in screen we want to use Churchill's second ability here. Now that should be enough to pop everything. Yep, perfectly. And now in round 81 we want to use Churchill's first ability on the first BFB that comes from the top. So as soon as that's half in range or half on the screen, so about now, we want to use his ability. And that should be able to take care of round 81. Perfect. For round 82, we want to use Churchill's first ability on the first BFB that comes from the top, and we want to use his second ability on the first Fortified BFB that comes from the top, and after that second ability we want to use the first ability again. So let's see, hopefully we get the timing right. When that BFB is half on screen we want to use his first ability. Now let's see where do these, or when do the Fortified BFBs now? The Fortified BFBs are coming. When's the first one coming from top? That should be the first one from the top, so as soon as that's half on screen, so about now, we want to use his second ability and his first ability as soon as it's off cooldown again. And we should be able to beat round 82. Perfect. For round 83 we want to upgrade our Desperado to the Blazing Sun, finally. And for round 84 we can already do that, set this boomerang to close and upgrade him to a 0-2-4. So we want to get the Kylie boomerang, the mob press and also the faster ranks here. We can start around 84, and for round 85, we can already do that now, since we do have some time right now. We want to place a second tech shooter next to the first tech shooter down there and upgrade him also to overdrive and even faster shooting. We also want to get a new alchemist now. That one should only buff the 2 techs though, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, I just made a little mistake, I realized. But I hope we're still fine. That tech shooter shouldn't be going down here. It was supposed to go to the top, actually. Right below that ice monkey. Yeah. Let's see if we're still fine. We need to get that to an overdrive as soon as possible now. I think we're still fine, but that was a little mistake on my side. Get an overdrive and even faster shooting as soon as possible. Yeah, luckily we're still fine. That's good. And the next thing we want to do is place an alchemist right under that tech shooter here, so still in range of the village if possible. And yeah, just about here. We want to get this alchemist also to 302. For round 87, we also already want to place a 030 ninja as close to this ice monkey, but still in range of the village, as you possibly can. I can't afford that yet, because I've placed this tech shooter that shouldn't be here yet. If you've done it right and didn't place this tech shooter, but instead this one, you should be able to afford the 030 ninja by now. And we also want to use Churchill's first ability on the first ZOMG that comes from the top here. I need to concentrate a little bit right now because I'm lagging behind a little bit. So use Churchill's first ability right now. Get the stronger acid and the perishing potions. We're luckily still fine. And now we should also be able to afford the ninja. Right here. Get him to 030. Perfect. Now we want to get the ninja to a 040 as soon as we have the money for it. That should be in round 89 or by the end of round 88 maybe already. Let's see. No, not quite, because I've placed this tag that wasn't supposed to be there. But as you can see, it's still possible with that tag already there. I will tell you later on when you should have placed it though, because I placed it a little bit too early. That will be also a little bit tricky now, because for round 90 we actually need the Bloons sabotage ability. So you should for round 90 go on slow mode and not the fast mode and count 8 seconds. And after those 8 seconds use the ninja ability. But since I don't have it on cooldown right now, I will use Churchill's first ability as soon as the first DDT comes in from the top. So about now. Use Churchill's first ability so that we don't die to these. Now I also have the Bloons sabotage, finally. And for round 91 we should just be fine playing it out. And now in round 92 we need to place this tag that I already have, so then now you can place this tag. And now we also want to get another alchemist down here that only buffs these two tags. The alchemist should also be upgraded to 320. And for round 92 we want to use Churchill's second ability on the first ZOMG that comes from the top, and his first ability right after using the second ability. So again, let's see when the first ZOMG comes from the top. It is now. We want to wait a little bit till it's about half on screen. So about Now we want to use his second ability, and right after it his first ability. That should hopefully be everything it needs to beat round 92. Looks good. Yes. And for now, round 93, we want to place another boomerang right next to the boomerang down here. That one will be targeted on close and upgraded to 0 to 4 also, like the first boomerang. We also want to use the ninja ability about 10 seconds after using the run. So let's go in normal mode and count to 10. And use this ability right now. Now that should be able to beat the round. And for round 94 we need to use Churchill's first ability on the first set OMG from the top, and then right after that the ninja ability again. So we want to use Churchill's first ability when the set OMG is almost fully on screen, so now, and use the Bloon Sabotage right after when it's ready. Yeah, this round is sadly also a bit RNG, as I just realized, because I died a few times. 2 times. I actually died 2 times to it. So yeah, you just have to hope for some good RNG, or maybe my abilities were also a little bit off, I don't know, but it worked this time. Now for round 95 we want to place a second ninja next to the first one, also upgraded to 040, also set to close, and we want to use a ninja ability and Churchill's first ability, both of them at the same time, when the first DDT appears from the bottom this time. And when the first ninja cooldown is about 25% off, we want to use the second ninja cooldown and the second ability of Churchill. So let's see, we need to look at the abilities here. This one will be the one that's first off. I have the slight feeling though that it won't. No, it's fine, I think. So as soon as the first DDT comes from the bottom, we want to use ninja and first Churchill ability. Where's the first DDT? There it is. Both of them, and as soon as that ability is 25% off about, we want to use the second ninja ability. So just about now. Second ninja ability. And that should be fine for round 95. And it is fine for round 95. Perfect. For round 96 we want to upgrade our top clue to Relentless Clue. And we want to use Churchill's first ability on the Fortified Morb, on the first Fortified Morb that comes from the top. We also want to upgrade the bottom clue to Relentless Clue as soon as possible. And we want to use the ninja ability as soon as possible. Then, when the first set OMG comes from the top, we want to use Churchill's second ability, and then his first ability and the ninja ability when the set OMG pops. It was a lot, I know, so I'll also try to get the timing right and go slow mode. The first Fortified Morb comes pretty early, there it is, so use Churchill's ability here, Churchill's first ability. Then we want to use his second ability on the first Morb from the top, but first of all we gotta upgrade Relentless Clue. and the first set chi, I meant. So let's see where the first set chi is. There it is. So let's let it come a little bit further into the screen and now use Church's second ability. And as soon as that set chi pops, we want to use a ninja and Church's first ability, so right now. And that should hopefully be enough to take care of this round. Now we want to place a sub right here, upgrade it to 030 first of all, and we want to place a 031 alchemist so that only this spike factory is in range. That alchemist will be upgraded to 301. That should be enough to take care of round 97. And it actually is. I was a little bit scared here because these BFBs came really close to the spike pile, but it was fine. For round 98, we want to use Church's second ability on the first set chi from the top, then right after the ninja ability and Church's first ability, and we want to use the second ninja ability when the first one is gone. And then we want to use Church's first ability as soon as it is off cooldown again. You can see that the ability of the ninja is gone when the blue cloud around him disappears. So let's start this and use Church's second ability as soon as that top set chi comes fully in, so about now. Church's second, now his first and the ninja. And as soon as this cloud around the ninja disappears, we want to use the second ninja ability. So let's focus on a cloud, and as soon as it's gone, use the second ninja ability. So right now. Second ninja ability, and that should be fine for round 98. As soon as we have Church's first ability again, so I don't want to forget that. We need to use his first ability right now, when it's off cooldown again. And we should hopefully be fine. It looks very good. Yes, that's perfect. For round 99, we want to use the ninja ability about 5 seconds after the round started. Again, no fast mode. And then use Church's first ability when the first Fortified DDT appears from the left. So let's see, we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't have it off cooldown, it's very bad. So let's smash the ability button. Hopefully it's enough. We need to use a second ability because mine was very late. Mine was too late actually, and it was very close. I was way too late. Somehow my ability wasn't off cooldown yet. So I was a little late there, but it still worked out because I spammed the second ability then. So you maybe need to activate the first ninja ability a little bit sooner, around 89 than 98 than I did. And for round 100, we want to upgrade, as you have already seen, the sub to a 240 and use Church's second ability and the sub ability as soon as they're ready. Or actually not as soon as they're ready, because they will probably, at least the sub ability, will be off cooldown a little bit earlier. We want to use it as soon as this ice monkey attacks the B.A.D. And then we want to use Church's first ability and the ninja ability when the B.A.D. almost pops. So let's see, let's let the B.A.D. come in. It will be again a little bit close because of Church's second ability that won't be off cooldown yet. First Strike, Churchill, and Ninja. So I hope that's enough now. And we beat round 100. So this is how to beat quad on chimps. It was a little bit close on a few rounds. I died to round 100 once. So you need to be close, because I messed up the timing with Churchill's second ability. You should have it ready for round 100. I didn't. That's why it got so close in round 100. And I think I also died to around 94 or something a few times, because that was also somewhat RNG based. But in the end it worked out. If that video helped you beat quad on chimps, then please leave a like and let me know in the comments if you died a few times on your run and which round. I died on round 94 I think it was, and around 100 a few times, so it is a bit RNG based, but it works. And I hope you also subscribe to not miss any future videos, so I see you in the next one.